We're back with the ban list talk for March 2013. Hell no. Okay, so I went over a few more cards also. I just now re-looked at Wind Up Factory. It's been a while since I've looked at it, since I don't have it yet, because it's like $6 each. But like I was saying with the Wind Ups, yeah, you have to pay like your only effect that once. Unless you have something for backup to be able to do it again. To be able to use Wind Up Factory. Like basically say you use... Let's say you used Warrior's effect and chained it with Factory. You got no more Warrior unless you got Wind Up Key or Zenmeister. It don't matter. And then basically you also got to think that most of the Wind Up monsters are pretty weak. They're at least 1500 or less. They don't have much for defensive skills. You have to be there to be able to protect them and back them up. But then Brothers of Fire Fist, they do whatever they freaking want. They got great attack. They got great effects. They're broken. Fire Kings, great attack, broken effects. It's going around over and over. Mermails, freaking semi-mid attack, but extremely broken effects. Forget about this deck also. I just now actually remembered this. Spellbooks. We're now on the topic of discussion with spellbooks. Let's point out how cheap they are with their little High Priestess of pissant shit. High Priestess, reveal 3 little spell cards, special summon. They'll do that about 2 or 3 times, and then you get that little Prophecy of Reaper or whatever it is. You have at least 5 spellbooks in your grave. Special summon, 2nd Reaper, 3rd Reaper.
2 High Priestesses on the field.
They do what they want. They pop whatever they want. Basically, one way or another, they'll pop all kinds of stuff. Then you got on the backup, they got their own little field spell too. Other than that, and then people also, I am just now thinking about this, but Earthbound Immortals, they need at least some limitations, one per deck, because someone's bound to be out there right now making an unstoppable Earthbound Immortal deck. You might think, yeah, that's impossible. But there's got to be some way to make them to where they're extremely hard to beat. You got to think. So you got to put some limitations on the Earthbound Immortals. Like, easy way to get them out, Mausoleum of the Emperor. You got them out right there, don't matter. Field Barrier. Hardened Arm Dragon for tribute. You got direct attacks going on and on. Even without the Field Barrier, without the Field Spell, if you tribute it with Hardened Arm, it's staying. You got direct attacks going around. Prepare. But then spellbooks, like I said, they're broken down. They need some limitations, like pretty good limitations. Then you got the spellcaster XYZs coming out. You still got spellcaster decks. They're still broken. But back on the freaking chapter, like I said, with Monster Reborn, I freaking talked to a friend. She was like, "Yeah, Monster Reborn can be pretty broken, but that's the point. Every deck needs at least one really broken card, which is where Monster Reborn comes in. You don't want to keep having like over and over broken cards because you have no skill and don't know how to make a deck without broken ass cards, because then you're going to be too dependent on them. So then, once the ban list comes and if something happens to it, you're going to be sitting there going, oh shit, what do I do with my deck now? I got to freaking figure out how to fix it. What do I do? Oh yeah, I'm a mental retard because I have no creativity or my own skills to make my own deck. Yeah, people freaking make Mermail decks and they said, this one's made special. This one's made just my own perfect way. I've seen your whole recipe. It's no different than anyone else's. Quit saying you're special. You're not. You can go shut up and shove it up your ass. I'm tired of you people saying, my decks are special. They're made. They're not. But like I said, last time, I was making a wind-up deck. Okay? Nothing changed. They're not special. They're basic little monsters. They're basic monsters. Nothing special. You know what I do? I run basic little cards. I run the basic minority wind-up cards and basic spell cards like Heavy Storm, Legendary Wind-Up Key, Foolish Burial, Dark Hole, Pot of Duality. It's not even finished yet. I'm still working on it. Then you got like Mirror Force. You got my ultra rare mirror forces. You got Call the Haunted, Bottomless Trap Hole, Dark Bribe, Torrential Tribute, Starlight Road, Magical Cylinder. But still, you can sit there and go, yeah, well then you got Call the Haunted there. Why not go ahead and get rid of Monster Reborn? Because still, Call the Haunted is pretty broken. It's not even really broken. Because basically all you have to do is MST and that monster's gone. And people saying MST needs to be limited and forbidding freaking Heavy Storm. Because you got Dust Tornado. No one runs Dust Tornado. No one wants to wait a turn to be able to destroy a freaking spell card. Because what if we want to attack that turn? You know? We want to get it over. We want to attack. We don't want to sit there and have to wait. The game, it can be long enough as it is. But bad enough that we're going to have to wait. We don't want to wait forever. We don't want to sit there and go, oh, 3 hours on a duel. Yeah, that happened once. Because freaking non-stop, I was drawing nothing but crap. And it was one of my lowest decks back then. So basically, 3 hour duel because nothing was happening. Basically, that's what's going to happen if you get rid of Heavy Storm and limit MST. You gotta think. You can't be retarded on these kind of situations, Konami. You have to think. And this is going to piss some people off if you actually forbid and limit the wrong cards. You might actually lose business depending on what you do. It doesn't matter with Fire Fist because they know they're going to get hit like a motherfucker. It doesn't matter. They know they will. And once they do, they're going to be like, screw this deck, I'm going back to my old deck. And they're probably going to go back to Inzectors and pull that back out. Yeah, Inzectors, they're not really broken anymore. There's one easy way to screw them over. You know what it's called? DD Crow. Banish Hornet, they're gone. You got nothing on them now. They got nothing on you. You can basically screw them over. DD Crow that Hornet. They use Leviair. DD Crow it again. Just keep DD Crowing it. You got 3 of them. There's no way they can get it from the banish pile 3 times in one duel. Anyways, Leviair's 1800 attack. That's also another thing, Konami. Leviair needs to be semi or limited. People are getting pissed off about it because they're pulling back whatever gets banished, and it's really pissing people off. It doesn't matter. And then freaking also, back on this thing, people are using Grandmaster Ninja Hanzo to pull this little trap card to their hand, Tribute Hanzo to pull out Dark Smorg. Dark Smorg needs to be forbidden. It needs to be forbidden. Dark Smorg is a piece of shit card. That's used for people who don't have skill and just want to completely put their opponent on stun to where they can't do anything. Yeah, because then all we can run off is spells and actually summoning our monsters. We don't always like to do that. We might want to play defensive, but we can't do that when your freaking Dark Smorg is being a little pissy motherfucker. You can't do that. Dark Smorg needs forbidden. No, not limited, not semi-limited, not still unlimited. Forbidden. I don't give a shit. Forbidden. And then back on the other story, you got some XYZs out there coming out. You got some, like, let's look at my extra deck just for basics. I go out and I look at the best XYZs that are out there. Not too broken, not too anything. See, what I got so far in my extra deck, allow me to show you. I don't have my real Stardust yet, but I have the Orca so far. But I have, like, Tyrus, Keeper of Genesis. Number 12, Crimson Shadow Armor Ninja. Utopia, he's a basic necessity in almost every deck now. You got Shockmaster, I'm going to have 2 of those. Zenmeister, 1. Zenmeister, Tim Tempo, the Percussion Dungeon, and Zenmane. So that's what I got so far. I got Gaia Dragon on the way. Gaia Dragon, if you say Gaia Dragon needs to be forbidden or something, you get stupid. You're stupid. He has no effects whatsoever. He's going to be unlimited the whole time he's out unless someone decides to go smoke some pot and be like, damn. You got to use your common sense. Like, basically, y'all go out and y'all think the worst case scenario. Y'all don't think of anything else. Y'all want to think the worst case scenario to get what you want banned. If you were in charge of Konami, you know it would not be. It would be outdated so fast. It would be gone because of you guys. Y'all don't think of the limitations. Everyone runs Monster Reborn. BLS, I don't care what happens to it because I don't run it. Personally, it's too much to even get. You can't even get it except for paying your little $30 again. And who wants to pay $30 on a card, first of all? Now, That's all I got. But if I think of anything else, yeah, I'll record another one.